Hello, learners. Welcome to our mathematics class once again. This time we are talking about speed, distance, and time. Yes, maybe wondering how do we have this in mathematics? Yes, we mathematics have to do with numbers, measurement, as the case may be. Yes. So please get ready for this exciting topic. It's very interesting. Trust me, you like it. So I'm going to be talking about speed. So we, at the end of the discussion, we learn to get to understand the meaning of speed in terms of moving objects and state the components of the speed equation, calculate speed using speed equation as well. We're talking about the meaning of speed. What is speed? Now, speed is a measure of how fast an object is moving. How fast an object is moving. All right, so it may not be object alone, it can be human, it can be, yes, car is obviously an object. Now let's say for example, the nearest bus stop here, or let's say for example the school. So let's say we have two vehicles leaving the school at the same time and heading towards the same destination. Let's say they are going to the nearest bus stop, which is Alakuko bus stop. So if you have two cars moving at the same time, they may not get to Alakuko at the same time because they have different speed. Yes. So if it takes a certain vehicle to get to Alakuko in 2 minutes, why it is taking another vehicle to get to Alakuko in 7 minutes? So you can see that the speed varies. It's not the same. So that is to measure how fast the vehicle are to each other. So that's what speed means. So to work out the speed of an object, you need to know how far an object has traveled and how long it has taken the object to travel the distance. So it matters a lot. To get your speed, you must know how far it has traveled and the time it takes to cover the distance. So if you are leaving the school, Greenland Hall to Alakuko, so let's say the distance between Greenland Hall and Alakuko is 2 kilometers. Yes, and if two vehicles are leaving this place to Alakuko, so if a vehicle is getting there in 2 minutes, so that is the distance covered between the school and Alakuko, which is the distance. So to measure the speed, now it's going to be the distance and the time covered. So that is what we're trying to say in that aspect. So also we have speed equation. So for you to calculate your speed equation, it has a very simple formula. It's equals to the speed equals to distance over time. So that is the distance, total distance of the place over the time taken to cover the distance. So that is the speed equation. To calculate the time, we have the time is distance over the speed. So to know the exact time to get to the place, so it has to be based on the speed you used to take from the distance. Let's say you are taking a speed of 40 kilometer per hour. So to the distance of about 40, 50 kilometer. So the time taken can be measured using the formula distance over time. Also for calculating the distance, we have speed time. So in a situation whereby you are given your distance, so to understand how to um, exactly get the exact distance you are going to, it's going to be measured by the speed, that is how fast you are by the time taken. So let's say for example there's a distance between Greenland Hall to Alakuko. So let's say the specific distance is not given, but you're supposed to drive there and to understand the distance. So for you to know the distance and measure the distance, it has to be between measuring the speed and the time taken for you to reach the place. So if the speed is taking you about 50 kilometer per hour and the time taken there is about, let's say, 1 hour. So it means for you to get the distance in kilometer, you have to multiply the distance, the speed times the time taken. Talking about unit of time. So we're going to be talking about the seconds, the minutes, the hours, the months, the weeks, sorry, the days, the weeks, and the years. Yes. So those are the units of time. So it can be in seconds, it can be in minutes, it can be in hours, it can be in weeks, it can be years or days. Yes, it varies. So if I say how long this cover a certain distance at 7 minutes or 80 seconds or in 2 hours or in 4 days or in 3 weeks or in 1 year. So the time varies based on how you want to calculate your time, which is distance over speed. All right. So we have so just like we have the unit of time, we also have the units of distance. So distance have various units, yes. So you can say the distance from where you have your living room to your bedroom is the same distance you have between Lagos to Kano. So it varies. So that's why we have different units of measurements. So from millimeters, you have to centimeters, you have to meters, you have to kilometers, you have miles, and you have yard. So you can see it varies. So if you can move between your house to the next street, so that can be measured using your meters. But if you can move from your state to another state, you can understand that it's going to be in kilometer. So if you are moving from a country to another country, you should understand that it has to be in miles. So that is why we have different units of distance, just the way we have it in time. Just the way we have the unit of time, we also have for speed. So unit of speed are the unit of distance divided by the unit of time. Example, so distance is always in meters or kilometers. So and time is in seconds, while speed is meter per seconds. So um, other example, using hours. So you can measure your distance in miles as well. While your time can be in hours, while your speed will be in miles per hour. So it depends on the time varies for your unit of time and distance that determine the speed you are calculating. So if the distance is measured in miles, while the time is in hours, so automatically you should know your speed should be in miles per hour. So the same thing, if you have in distance in meters and the time in seconds, automatically your speed will be in meter per seconds. So that is how to calculate your speed. In other cases, let's for example, your speed is given as mile per hour. So if you're going to calculate your time, it has to be in hour. If you're going to calculate your distance, it has to be in miles. So the correction should be well noted. All right. All right, the questions given to us. So we have the first question for the day. All right. So question one, define the time, speed, state the unit of distance, state the unit of time. So we already discussed that. I told you your unit of distance can be in different units. Yes. So the same thing applies with time. So let's listen to your answer in the comment section. So the second question, state what the speed equation is. What is the speed of car which travels 100 miles in 2 hours? Then the sixth question, how long does it take a car to travel 100 miles traveling at speed of 20 miles per hour? So take a look at number five and six questions very well. So I told you, when you want to find your speed, the formula to use is equals to distance over time. And you must be very careful of the unit you are using. So the distance measured here is in miles, while the time is in hours. So to find your speed, any answer you're going to get must be in mile per hour. So the same thing applies to number six. How long does it take cars to travel 100 miles, traveling at a speed of 20 miles per hour? So this one, distance is given to you as 100 miles. So all you have to do is to look for the time in hours. So let's see what you can do in your answer parts. So I believe you've went through the questions. So let's see what should be the answers for all the questions. Don't forget, I gave you six important questions. So the questions is just to guide you and to see how well you understand what we have been saying about um, speed, distance, and time. So let's check out the answers to all the questions. So right, first one. Okay, so we have our answers for number one. Speed is a measure of how fast an object is moving. Did you get it from your side? Number two, we have meter, miles, and kilometer. So those are the units of distance. So the unit of time, we have the minutes, weeks, hours. Okay. Number So number four questions, we have speed is equals to distance over time. So that is the speed equation. Speed is equals to distance over time. So check out our answer to number five. Uh, we are given the distance to be 100 miles, while the time taken is 2 hours. So together, don't forget, based on the equation of the speed, distance over time. So if our distance is given as 100 and our time is given as 2, so you can use 2 to divide 100 and that gives us 50. So our 50 becomes our speed. So speed is equal to 50 miles per hour. So don't forget what I told you in the initial video. So I said you must ensure that your distance and speed correlates with what you're going to have, or your distance and time correlates with what you must have in your speed. So make sure if your distance is miles and your time is hours, so therefore your speed must be in miles per hour. So you don't have to have your speed in miles and your time in hour, and you're telling us that your speed is miles per minute. So it's wrong. So you have to be conscious of the time taken. Is that taken? So the last one is 20 to calculate our time. So our distance is 100 over the speed. So that will give us 20 divided by 100. That will give us 5. So our answer becomes 5 hours. So the time taken is 5 hours. So I believe that settles that. So thank you for listening, and we meet in our next class.